Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, I'm working on a gunslinger pattern, but I have a much reduced size of that, and I'm using it as a decorative feature only down the center of the belt. And the person I'm making it for, they say no one else will see the pattern, but them. So, but I really think it's a fun detail. I'm going to do it tone on tone. And in some ways, I'm probably doing it more for myself than for them because I really like to turn over what I think is a beautiful belt. So we'll see how this color combination works out. I've never done this in the past, so I'll let you follow along here. So I got this out as an example. This is the gunslinger pattern that I typically make. And you will see that it is a lot larger than what I've got on here now. So this one here is, let's see, from point to point, we're looking at roughly 5 1/8, and this one from point to point is about 3 1/8, so about 2 inches smaller in length on that. And I think it'll make a nice looking belt here. And to do that, I went ahead and I typically use my weaver chisels, and they are a thicker tine, and it's going to make a larger hole. So I'm using today the chisels I bought from Aaron Heiser at Maker Leather Supply, and I'm going to put that pattern in with this. It'll keep the holes smaller, and then I'm going to put a smaller diameter thread on this pattern in the middle as well. I'm going to use a much finer thread on this, and this is, I know I'm branching out here. This is from Maine Thread Company. They're in Lewiston, Maine. And I'm going to use that because in this much smaller pattern, I think a smaller thread is going to look better. And this is a 0.20 thread. And you'll see that it's much finer than the thread that I typically use here from Ritza. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use the 0.02 or the 4.04. I think I'm gonna probably use the 0.02. It'll really, I think, help define that pattern. It's gonna be tone on tone, so I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, but I thought it'd be an opportunity to use some thread that I purchased here from a different thread company. So I'm not gonna do a whole bunch of explanation. I'm just gonna let you follow along. I'll try to keep the video short here as I go through these steps. So the person that this belt is for asked for the belt to be made thinner than what I typically turn out as a belt. Boy, that's hard for me to do. You know, when I build things, I want them to be beefy and strong and all that. But I went ahead and opted for 2 layers like I normally do, but they're both on the skinny side as far as the thickness. And I think that'll meet their expectations on there, and yet it'll still produce, I think, a pretty strong belt as well. So should last a long time. I'm going to be about 9.5 ounces with the 2 layers, as opposed to, I'm usually between 10 and 12. I prefer to be bumping up against 12 on all of the belts to stay consistent. Because occasionally someone orders, like, I need another belt, and I want them to, try to match on thickness as much as possible. And I typically put a spot in the diamonds, but with this diamond being as small as it is, I don't think I'm going to on this time. I think I'm just going to leave it plain there. And I said, the person asking for the belt said they wanted just a simple belt. Didn't need to be flashy because no one else is going to see it, but I just have a hard time doing that. It's for a friend, and I want it to be special. So I thought I would take a break here while I'm working on that belt. I've got it dip dyed and it's drying now. And I don't know if you hear that or not. This project here, I made this just before Christmas, and did a video on that if you want to go back and see that. These bells are brass bells that I bought through Weaver Leather Supply, and they go from a larger to a smaller bell. And they have a whole range of sizes of bells. But the reason why I brought this back up again is I had one of the viewers send me some photos of a project that they finished that this inspired. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll paste these in here so that you can see, what was produced. So I really like what Steve has done with this project. He took basically the same dimensions. He added his own stamp on there. I like the holly leaves. That really looks nice. And the two-tone colors, you could take that and do multiple things with it, but he used really a nice two-tone effect. Well, I hope you enjoy those pictures. I think Steve did a great job making those bells, taking the project that I had that inspired him and taking it and putting his own twist on that. I think those will make nice gifts. I'm assuming that's a gift for somebody that will last for generations if they take care of it. Okay, so it's actually been a couple days here. A lot of different projects going on, and I didn't end up filming any more of making the belt that I had started at the beginning of this video, but I wanted to share it with you. I've got it finished here, and I think it came out pretty nice. It's in Fibing's dark chocolate, and it's got black Ritza thread along the edges, and then that brown thread that I showed you earlier on with a stainless steel buckle. So I think it came out pretty nice. Let me get you a little bit of a more up close video. Also during that period of time, while I was working on that belt and a few other things in here, I completed this belt here as well. And this is my Western in the blackout pattern. And I've posted pictures before of making that belt. And when I've made it in the past, it's had a black buckle on it, but the person that this one's for wanted it in stainless steel. So I think it looks really nice. And they're in a very dressy environment, required to wear a black belt. But we wanted to have something with a little more flair. So you'll see here that I think it turned out really nice. So it's black with black spots and black thread. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, if you've got a project that you wanna share, then send that over to me through Facebook Messenger. And let me know if you want it posted, and I'll put that on there as well. I hope you're having a great day.